This video is on myself. Let's make a review. Just kidding. It's actually a review on myself, trying to figure out what the industries I grant access to, what they are doing behind the scenes, and potentially give my honest feedback on what I think privacy in general should look like. Let's dive in. So obviously the first place to check is settings. In short, let's go over to Chrome browser and let's create a new search. I'll probably want to search myself. What do we have on Quentin himself on the internet? I see myself first of all on LinkedIn, and I also see myself on Facebook. If I'm to say what surprises me here, the fact that anybody can pick up a phone and Google anybody and find the person. This means somewhere, some way, somehow I gave permission to something that kind of like potentially allowed me to be Googleable. That's good to know. But it's also scary. Moving on, the things that did not surprise me here, however, is the fact that I actually did grant permissions to some things like this. I noticed that everything that is showing over here, they are kind of connected together. Like on the LinkedIn, there's the Facebook, there is the Instagram. On the Facebook, there is the LinkedIn, there is the, they're connected kind of. So it's working in sync. So that doesn't surprise me at all. Does anything here reflect about me? Not yet. I've not really seen what's going on yet. If I go over to my settings and I navigate all the way down into the privacy and security, because I believe that is where it should be hot. 38 services are using my location. There is also 2 from calendars. One is tracking, and what one is that? Kuda. Okay, that's a banking app. I can't remember giving that access 247 to be tracking my location. Let me go over to tracking and let me just turn that off because it doesn't make any sense for it to be tracking me right now. That's like real-time tracking and it's crazy. Focus app, what app is this? Messages. Because it allows people to show, like when I'm chatting with my sibling, like my sister for example, it makes me to know when she's awake or when she's not awake because of time zone difference. Photos and videos, 17 full access and 7 limited, 6 added only. Yeah, pretty sure, I'm sure of that one. Reminders from Claude, that's amazing. I did not know Claude had that. Bluetooth 4, DJI, Godox Lite, Kepler, Bluetooth. What does Kepler have to do with Bluetooth? I have no idea what that does. Let's turn that off. Snapchat. What does Snapchat have to do? Have to do with anything about Bluetooth? Let's turn that off. It makes me wonder what the hell is going on. Local network. If you guys need the location, I guess. Motion fitness, trying to know what's going on with your health. Let's see. What else again? Speech recognition, Telegram, teleprompter. Yes, of course, because of the AI. That doesn't surprise me. Anyway, sensitive content off and every other thing here off. Camera, however, properly dictates me because I'm much more of a media person. Audio visuals. In the apps that I see over here, Authenticator, Face ID, Bybit Face ID, and capturing for KYC, pictures, cheaper, capture app, Facebook, double view, Instagram, obviously. Some apps need to be turned off here. What this particular thing reflects to me is just to make me understand that I'm more of an audio-visual person. I'm pretty sure if it's a random person who checks this out, the person may not really see so much access to audio and visuals. It's just because I'm someone who particularly opens the camera. It's probably like the highest category here, 28 out of the entire privacy and security. That is quite massive. Does this spell who I am? Yes, obviously. What did I find? Location services are used by almost every app, and there is different categories like never, while using, or constantly. I find this interesting because the way I think about it, I've never really had the time to take a look at the privacy and security. This now makes me understand that because all these things are on, when I go somewhere or when I say something, automatically it picks it up and makes it dramatic. For example, look at microphone, 22 apps. You can imagine that kind of thing. So for each time I say something like, dang, I think I need to change my laptop, there will be some ads popping up and I'm not even surprised there. What do I think about this? I think it's a little bit scary, but sometimes when you turn these things off, you find out that you cannot really use the app. So they're kind of handicapping you on that front. There should be a little bit more signs to show when someone has like these things on, so that when you enter the app, you more or less see like some indicators. This is on, and this is on, so that someone will know what's going on. But the way I see it, everything happens behind the scenes. Now it makes more sense to me as an honest take, dropping my phone down now, because I gave access to all these things. It's easier for me to be tracked and it's easier for things to pop up in my view. What does it tell me as a person? Everything that we do is kind of under surveillance. This is to say we can't be quite safe if there are no systems put in place to make us quite safe. This is just my reflection. Googling myself, I can find myself instantly. I can chat with myself. A provider can know my next move if I need a chair or if I need food ordered and everything. And every app I enter, I'll probably be seeing ads like that. Privacy generally is something that is just like, it has to be an option. It's like full-on privacy when you need it or where you need it also should be something that's spot on. I'm pretty excited to share this one and just to look around, like properly look around, like what do we have? If I step into Instagram, for example, I mentioned a few things. Let me see if I see any of those things. I mentioned stuff like share and stuff like that. Let me see.
Here I come.
I told you, I literally said I wanted to buy a laptop here. For each time I say something like, dang, I think I need to change my laptop, guess what? A new laptop is all over the place here. This is literally an example of everything I'm trying to say. DJI is showing on my screen. Why is DJI showing on my screen? How did they know? I said I'm an audiovisual person. These are just an example of the things that we're talking about here and the things that I'm sharing. So, bro, if I'm about to talk to you, I literally need to keep my voice down because as long as we have the microphone on and the camera, there's a lot of things that could go wrong, even the location. You have to do better. Peace.